10. Looks like Sean Nicholson. No, let it go. Oh, Saunders back into the pack. Takes Monster. Donovan's in it. Sean English is in it. Oh my God.
Caution! No way. Or he's gonna dive bomb him. Here he goes. He's gonna try a bump. All the way to his bumper. Can he stop him? Can't do it. Dylan is gonna win it here in Iowa.
Bump and run! Oh, he's done this before!
Bump and run, the 61 to the inside. Can he make it work? He's got it.
Inside of the 02. He's sliding! Oh, Burrows is around! Oh, the wrecking right from him. That's Mokrin.
Jones, great run on the high side.
Drive off the corner and
They're gonna be side by side. This is gonna be a photo finish 3 wide out the wire. And that's the stripe. It's gonna be Ruggles! Oh my God, what a finish! iSCAR is in. We're up and away. Green flag.
61, Dominic Howell.
Oh, he gets hooked! Oh my God! Hard as the wall! Huge track on the start finish line. Who comes out on top?
Dallas Myhan wins.
Dallas Myhan wins it! What? Make quick work of that number 9 of Eric Andrews. Andrews washes up the racetrack. Oh, let's go! Oh no! Oh! They're gonna be wrecking. That's the big one. Oh my God! Connor's involved. They're still wrecking. Welcome here live for the Lanier 100 iSCAR Super Late Model Series, getting ourselves set up for at Lanier National Speedway. My name is Ezeckiel Reyes.
And I'm Dewey Stram. Welcome to the broadcast.
It'll be a fun one from start to finish as we get ourselves set up for 125 laps. Apologies for the late start. I'm having a bit of Spotify problems right now. But because of that, we're can't get into in-depth race analysis. So under qualifying, we'll go in-depth on how the race will turn out, what the outlook is to be like, and all points and stuff like that. So rise out, remove your hats as we salute our nation's colors. We're back here for the Linear 100 iSCAR Super Late Model Series. I keep saying iSCAR TSP Cup Series, but this is obviously not the Cup Series. This is the Super Late Model Series. We're getting set to go, not 100, yeah, I guess you could say 125, not 100, but 125 laps getting set here for tonight. A total of 46 miles going to be ran. We'll go over track statistics here on the right-hand side of the screen. Welcome to Lanier National Speedway. Track length is 0.375 miles, and length corners 11 degrees. Front and back stretch are both 5 degrees as well. The straightaway is 400 feet in length, and the back stretch is also 400 feet in length. So, yeah, race analysis going to be shown on the right-hand side of the screen as well. The 125 miles, I already went over. Pit window, I probably underestimated right there. Pit road speed 30. I'm expecting to have a caution or two. We should make it all the way to the end of the race with this shorter distance, even though we're running 25 more laps than usual.
Well, to add on to that, though, even if that fuel window is accurate, we'll probably have enough cautions where you should be able to stretch it out anyway.
Right.
So it really shouldn't matter anyway.
Yeah, very true.
Because if we faced it, if you look at the last two late model races, we usually have a cluster of cautions early on in the race as people try to figure out the car on the track. So
Yeah, definitely.
if that plays out tonight like it usually does, then that fuel window shouldn't even need to be a concern for anybody.
Pit road is interesting, though. You enter in turn number 4 and you come out in turn number 1. You basically do a loop around the racetrack. Full lap around the racetrack before you actually get yourself out on track, so a bit different, but you gotta squeeze in all those stalls in somehow.
Similar to Bristol,
Right? I guess you could.
but like more extreme.
Yeah. So, way pit road goes, it starts in turn 4, the front stretch, turn 1 and 2. Back stretch, turn 3 and 4. Then the front stretch again. The exit is in turn number 1, so. Yeah, interesting pit road, but this side you need to fit as many stalls as you can. But per usual for some other sessions, but of course we don't have that many people here for tonight. We only have 12 drivers registered right now on the racetrack, but actually 13. But yeah, as we get ourselves set up here, we'll go ahead and pull up points right in front of your screen. Rooney at number 2 machine is leading point over Cody Webster in the number 45. Webster, of course, he was the recent Bronze Series winner at number at 45. Right.
There you go.
Poindexter, Darius Dadgar, Len Bundren, Seth Hood, Casey Drake, Alex McCullum. McCullum just picking up the win at Thompson. Not here. See him on track last week. Sylvia, Scott Yost, Gary Grindle, Christian West, Wallenberg, Klein, Beyer, Derek, Sampson, Juan, and Nelson around down buddy side top 20. As we get ourselves set up for the green flag, Dewey, go ahead and go over the weather.
Meteorologist Dewey Schramm with your race day forecast. Our current temperature here is 81 degrees with looks like a partly cloudy sky, so perfect racing conditions tonight. Very dry air, so be sure to have some water if you're up in the stands with a humidity of a goose egg, 0. Our winds are coming out of the north at just 4 miles per hour. Perhaps the fans would have preferred more of a breeze, but what can you do? And the track temperature just 1 degree higher than the air temperature at 82. So we have a great night for racing here weather-wise, and look forward to the drop of the green flag. Back to you, Ezeckiel.
Thank you, Dewey. As we get ourselves set up for the green flag this time by Aaron Mulrooney. Grabs the pole. Right alongside of him is going to be Christian West in the 075. Watch out for him. He's been fast all week. At Thompson, looking to go duke it out with that number 2 yet again.
Row number 2 gives us Harry Grindle in the 0-2, and 2 is outside Bronze Series champ Cody Webster.
Row number 3 going to be Charlie Beyer and Dominic Cow. How, of course, it's been a while since he's been in victory lane. Beyer has already been in victory lane twice this season.
Row 4 gives us the 51 of Granger Parra, and to his outside, the 69 of Seth Hood.
Row number 5 going to be Matthew Williford. Going to be making his first start here tonight in the Super Late Model Series. Michael Kenner right alongside of him.
Row 6 gives us Xfinity Talladega winner Garrett Hess and Liam Sheen in the 34.
Final row going to be number 74, John Canizero, who's yet to connect to the session. Waiting for him as he self-gridded up. We're glad you could join us here for tonight's race for the Lanier 145 iSCAR Super Late Model Series. Lanier National Speedway here in Brazelton, Georgia. Right next to, I think, Road Atlanta. So, should be a lot of fun to see on how all these, not a lot of drivers here for tonight. So, should be a fun, clean race, hopefully. Guys get themselves set up for 125 laps, but iSCAR is now rolling off. 2 more till we go green.
A real challenge for these drivers would be if they do like 5 laps around this track, then go, drive off the track, go down a couple, U.S. routes or interstates, and then go over to Road Atlanta and see a lap there first too.
Oh my gosh. That would be interesting.
Yes. It would be pretty cool. Even as a kid, I've always thought, what if a race like this could be held on like an interstate and just see if how long they can draft on a highway like that for.
Oh gosh.
But then I keep thinking about it more, and I live right near Boston, so a pothole would take like a singular pothole would take half the field out before they get like a mile in. So,
oh boy.
Scratch that. But speaking of races, we've got a good one here that's about to start, and it has started. We are green at Lanier.
The field works themselves into 1 and 2. That's Aaron Mulrooney in the number 2 machine. He works himself off at turn number 2 and down into turn number 3. Very small racetrack here. Not a lot of wrestling real estate on the front straightaways, but in the turns, that's where all the speed's going to matter the most. And it's a matter of how you're going to corner on entry and off of exit, trying to use up as much track as you can. You see,
Uh-oh, there goes Parra. And we're still green for now, and he'll try and get it going quickly. And he does. He may not lose a lap if he gets going quick enough. But unfortunate to still see him go around this early on.
Yeah, definitely. Again, a lot of wrestling.
Oh, another car around.
Yeah, that's
Yellow flag is out.
That brings out the yellow flag, so good break for the 51.
That's kind of odd.
We'll get a replay of what happened there. Happened off screen, but that was the 002 of Harry Grindle. Putting on the caution here on lap number 6. I'd say. I don't even know if the 45.
It's hard to tell from that angle. Oh, he just lost it. I think. I didn't see any contact there.
Relatively close to him. Already loose right there.
I think he just lost it.
Yeah, he lost it. Webster tried to lift off of him. There was not even contact right there.
We'll have to see. We should, as Dominic Howe is getting some repairs from hitting the wall early on. So we'll have to see what happened with that 51 of Granger Parra, as Dominic Howe would hit the wall, and then he went around behind them, or behind him.
Right, we'll try to rewind as fast as we can.
Yeah, quick cautions here, I would assume, so.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, he probably just spun trying to avoid him, but we'll see here. And that's Charlie Byer in the 7 below them. So there's the 30 getting the wall. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just lost it. Doubling up yet again. Dominic does not lose a lap, surprisingly, on pit road. Takes on tires. Back up and away as you see a bit of tire spin from the 52. Michael Kerner trying to get himself up to speed.
Speaking of laps lost, the 74 of John Canizaro has not completed one yet, so looks like he never ended up connecting, unfortunately. So that leaves us with 12 cars, and
whoa! I think he tagged the
Oof, that was close regardless. At first it looked like it didn't hit anything, but we'll have to see. Garrett Hess is going to get lapped here, though, unfortunately, as there goes the field zooming past him on the track.
Right.
Either way, if that was a really good job if he did not end up hitting anything.
It looks like he's just going to put it on pit road and maybe take on 4 tires. But, of course, a lap under green and pitting under green here is definitely not the place. He's going to lose multiple laps.
Yeah, he might lose a 3rd lap here. He's already 2 down, so he'll have to rely on a couple cautions, as now we'll go a 3rd lap down. So Garrett Hess will need a few quick cautions to get himself got back up here.
Right, of course, Hess in that number 86, he's he slid on the pit road entry. Very weird. Now he works himself right off.
Yeah, he's now 4 laps down, so.
Of course, he's the only person laps down, so he could easily get wave arounds via cautions, but it's definitely going to be a while by the looks of it. Everybody's just spread out trying to.
Actually, it looks like Matthew Williford in the 123's actually lost 2 laps now as well. Something must have happened.
There's a caution that he needed as the 52 gets tagged. Oh, they're all over each other.
Somehow there's caution.
I don't think Kerner's happy about Liam Sheen.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Williford, but he's being scored 3 laps down. I wonder if he might have disconnected.
Yeah. Either way, Garrett Hess, if caution does come out, it looks like he'll get the wave around next time by, but.
Yeah, that was a lot of contact between the 34 and the 52, almost an entire straightaway. So we'll have to see if this leads into anything, as they are still, 2 consecutive spots on track. So that's perhaps a little rivalry to keep our eye on later on.
Ranger pair working the inside of the 002 of Harry Grindle. Grindle now known to running iSCAR races left and right. Well as a man right behind him, that number 30 of Dominic Cow. I think this is one of the rare moments that you see that number 51 out on track. Not a lot of times he reaches. Oh, we got tagged by the 002. Still sideways and keeps it straight, man.
Wow. He drifted that entire turn. That's really impressive. Whoa, and the 86 came right up on his bumper there. He Tokyo drifted that entire turn. That was pretty cool to see. Reminded
me of Jamie McMurray in Las Vegas, but I don't think 51 is going to be very pleased about that. As Hess is giving him shots as well. No reason.
Speaking of Roush cars at Las Vegas, Ross Chastain will be taking over that 6 car here this weekend. So, Perez past the bumper. Oh, now it's getting spicy.
Oh, they made contact. Oh! Wow. Yellow. Caution does come out.
No caution. Okay, there it is. So Garrett Hess was the victim of that caution, and I think he's going to get his lap back. Or one of his laps back.
No, he's not, because he was involved in the wreck.
Well, he is the only car, in it, but.
I don't know why Hess was giving Granger bumps. He gave him a shot.
That's weird. I mean, Hess is 5 laps down.
There he is. He gave him a shot right there. Obviously, Granger back at him. Valid. That's a valid bump.
That's short track racing at its finest hour. Yeah, that's pretty weird. I don't know why Garrett would be doing that. He's 5 laps down. And Granger's on the lead lap. That's bizarre. And Granger Perez is actually 3 laps down now. So now they're going to be fighting for...
Granger's disconnected, obviously unpleased with Garrett Hess, but of course... Yeah.
So back to what I was saying, for those who didn't see the news earlier, Ross Chastain will be taking over the 6 car for Ryan Newman until Newman's ready to come back. As the news today is we're all extremely thankful to see that Ryan Newman was released from Halifax Medical Center today. And after seeing his crash and the way he went up and over and got hit by Corey LaJoie and everything, I never would have thought he'd be out of the hospital less than 2 days after.
Definitely. Honestly,
that is the definition of a miracle. and us in the racing community, I for one am extremely happy that he's okay and was able to walk out of the hospital with his daughters like that. That was awesome to see.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
even if it's a while before Ryan ends up back at the track again, at least we know, just for general, I guess, living, he's all right. And for that, we should all be grateful and thankful. So sometimes we have to be reminded of just how dangerous of a sport NASCAR is, and that was a not-so-friendly reminder.
Boy, there's a bit of an order shuffle. Harry Grindle goes one lap down under pit stops. We're back under green, and yeah, as you mentioned it, definitely a reality check for all the drivers. Racing online, it obviously doesn't matter. You're not really affected unless you have a direct drive, a wheel, or something like that. But of course, great to see Newman out of the hospital and walking.
Looks like the 69 of Seth Hood also lost a lap under those pit cycles, so just 7 cars on the lead lap, and that 69 and the 002 should be fighting for the lucky dog upon the next caution coming out. So for Garrett Hess, he's going to need at least, by my count, at least 7 cautions for him to get all of his laps back.
Right.
Which, I mean, we're already almost a third of the way.
Whoa!
Whoa, that was close.
That was Beyer and Dominic. Both of them collided, and you see the close racing right here.
Against the 45. 45 of Webster's looking to make some noise. 52 of Kenner's also there as well. This is like a nice little 4-car cluster here, all fighting for position, as the 69 is a lap down. So,
of course, Webster, sitting second in points. He needs to get as many points as he can, and of course, 7, not cutting him some slack right now, but Matteo Mulroney, he's being challenged by the car right behind. That's Christian West, the 075. West, of course, one of the rookies in the iSCAR field. Only runs super late models, but
those top 2 are gone as well.
Right.
Really no competition for the lead right now outside of those 2 cars. Dominic's actually in 3rd. I didn't realize he was that high up in the field, but still almost 2 seconds back right now. So early on, about a third of the way through, we can already see who the contenders are for tonight.
All right, of course, it's been a while since Dominic has been in victory lane. We hope to see him soon on top of the leaderboard. But
as a fellow New Englander, that would be cool. Go Dom! Definitely not commentator bias, though. That's unprofessional.
He is catching, though. He does have new tires under his car, so
he's gapped Charlie Beyer, who is battling with not that long ago by about 2 seconds now. So
yeah, Beyer just passed 4th place of Cody Webster.
I think they just made some contact right there on the backstretch. So I believe Charlie Beyer is actually running a Ryan Newman's Wyndham Rewards scheme on that number 7 car. So good to see the Ryan Newman representation here tonight.
Definitely, of course.
So we hit lap 45 here, so not quite halfway, but closing in on it soon. 075 got loose there.
Not a hit, just a slight. Oh, got a spin. I think
the 86 went around. He did.
He's still on the gas. So Liam Sheen is actually disconnected from the session. So might have been Sheen.
That'll leave us with 6 cars on the lead lap. It also guarantees Garrett Hess a top 10 finish, despite being 5 laps down. So not a good race for the 86 so far, but at least he gets a top 10 out of 13 cars. Kind of like what we saw in the Mid-Ohio race the other night. As long as we saw, I think it was Harry Grindle said in his interview, even if you don't think you're good at a track, just drive it out, and you ended up getting 2nd place. even though he said he wasn't that good at the track. So perhaps Garrett has just trying to stay on the track and hope for more attrition. And he'll have to get out of the way here, and he does.
Oh, looks like West caught Hess at a bad time off of exit of the corner. That gap's gonna grow now as you have to use as much track as you can. There's more turn than straightaway here at Lanier, so.
I think the 30 of Howe used up his new tires because he dropped off of those top 2 again. He's now about 2.5 seconds back, even though he closed it to about a second and a third.
It's fairly sideways as well for the corners. Webster has found himself around the 7 of Beyer as well.
He got really loose out of the exit that time. Held on to it, but now the 45 is going to get by him for 3rd place, so there might be a problem, and there goes Beyer for 4th. Something might be up with that 30 car, because he was just closing in on the leaders, and now he's just going in the wrong direction really fast.
Webster also pitted with Dominic in that number 30, so interested to see on how that'll go as we're now up on, we're working in on halfway as Mulrooney slightly taking a wider arc through the corner rather than driving it as deep as that 075. You see gap just close on entry, but Mulrooney has the exit of the corner nailed down, and he's allowed to pull away on straightaways. That might be the difference as of right now, but West can really drive the car deep into the corner. It's going to burn his right front up, though. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. But West is slowly pushing forward, and the gap is closing now to, I think that's a 2/10 now between the two.
Close enough to give Mulrooney the bumper, though, with half the race still to go. I would not advise against that, or not. I would advise against that now. But he definitely is closing.
Right.
And I think Michael Kenner, given the interval, there he is in the black car. He might go a lap down in the next couple laps, which would give us just 5 as he hits the wall. So that'll speed up that process, but that'll give us 5 cars on the lead lap once the leaders get by that 52 here. So small race in terms of lead lap cars, so just slowly whittling down, as we should hit halfway in the next 2 or 3 laps as well.
Yeah. Of course, even though we're running more laps than usual, small racetrack, lap times range around 13 seconds. So
even those 2 early cautions went by like fairly quickly as well.
Right.
Usually cautions take a long time, but here probably these are some of the shortest cautions you'll see on iRacing. We have a nice little battle here for 3rd as Webster got loosed out of the turn there.
Oh, he's gonna spin it!
Around he goes!
Yellow flag is out.
And he keeps it off the wall, but that will bring the caution out. And that 52 of Michael Kenner, who just got lapped down, will get his lap back.
I mean, it could also allow for Seth Hood. If Harry Grindle and Seth Hood stay out on the racetrack, they'll get their laps back by taking the waiver end. But we'll see what happens here as we work in on our 3rd caution of the night.
Yeah, he just got loose and nowhere for Beyer to go as Webster just straight up lost it out of the turn. Hopefully Beyer's damage isn't significant at all. Yeah, nothing Beyer could do at all about that.
Wouldn't be surprised if all these people do hit pit road. Dominic's down on pit road early. Is pit road close though? He does get lapped. No,
and
he doesn't get lapped.
We'll round them up, and we'll do it again as Webster, Beyer, and Hood. So Seth Hood decides to pit. So he will remain a lap down on this restart. But Kenner will get his lap back regardless because he is the lucky dog recipient.
Gotta catch up to the leaders before you pit. It'll take a while until we go back green.
I think Grindle stayed out.
Right, he was hoping for all these leaders to come in, and looks like they didn't. Now, the top 2 on 67, 68 lap old tires, they're gonna be in a bit of trouble here.
Well, the only thing here is Bayer was just involved in an incident, and so was Webster. So I don't know. I don't know how much damage they just received, but even with Mulrooney and West on so much older tires, they've also been much, much faster than the rest of the field.
Definitely.
As Seth Hood's actually lost a lap under pitting somehow. Not sure how that happened, but Seth Hood went from potentially getting his lap back to losing another one. And I think we're going green this time by. We are. I think 9 cars on track.
Green, green,
And
green.
we're back going, and Mulrooney with a huge start, and Garrett Hessel does not go at all.
You know, Webster, at number 45, wrecked it. Now, back in
Byron.
third. And,
Byron 4th as well, just after wrecking too.
right. Oh, Dominic's in the ball. The right front is just not playing out to his advantage.
He just pit too, so he's probably got a lot of damage right there. So
Here's the difference with the tires. Man, as I said, I'm fairly surprised that this top 2 did not pit. That's going to mean Webster wrecked it. Because now it's a contention. See how much center speed he just carries through the corner. He's working himself to the
Here he
inside.
comes. That's for second. Byers there as well. Don't count that 7 car out either. As I think Byers going to get and he hits the bumper of West there. I think Byer might have.
Oh, West goes around.
Oh no!
Yellow, yellow.
And there goes Christian
Oh.
West. Oh, and he gets clipped by, I think that was Grindle. And that will bring the caution right back out. And if Christian West wasn't going to pit before, he's more than likely going to pit now. And right there, he just got Le Boot. I think you about to come down a little bit on that 7 car, though.
No, it looks like Byron just got timed.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I was ready. He got Le Boot. So that could result in an EOL for that 7 car. So this should give Harry Grindle his lap back as the lucky dog. And we see now Mulrooney will come in.
Well,
Byers coming back in. And Kenner coming back in. So Kenner will remain a lap down. As I believe Seth Hood is... Yeah, there's Seth Hood taking the wave around. So he'll get at least one of his laps back. And it looks like Mulrooney will be the first car for pit road. Byer will be, looks like, second. But they're going to both line up behind Webster and Howe, who both stayed out on the track. So this will be the first couple laps of the night that Aaron Mulrooney will not be leading. However, by leading the first 74 or so laps, he's already locked up the most laps led tonight. So bonus point for that 2 car.
super late models. So every position just
Oh.
counts.
Well, forget what I just said, but bonus points or not, he still has clinched the most laps led. So regardless, he does have a really good car. Now we'll just have to see how good he is at maneuvering through a little, not really traffic, but he's not lining up first this time either. So we'll see how this goes for him.
Up to go as we get ourselves set up for the green flag. It's Webster, Dominic, Aaron, Christian, and Fire going to round out the top 5. Those are all the cars on the lead lap, so
Yeah, it looks like
cars one lap down.
Green's out,
Race,
green flag, green
lap,
flag.
green flag. A green lap. What the heck am I saying?
Now it looks like Grindle did not get. I don't know why he didn't get his lap back. Should have been the lucky dog there, but regardless, Cody Webster will lead his first green lap of the night. At 30 of Dominic Howe still in second place, so field's pretty much single file here.
This is the first time a Webster turns around. We'll see how he functions in clean air. How about Dominic giving the boot? The Webster up the track. He might go, and that's going to open up the 2. Well, it did open up the
Didn't
door
really.
for Mulrooney, but he didn't take it, though.
Whoa! Dominic in the wall right in front of the 2 car. Mulrooney has to check up to not hit him, so As Dominic's really loose, and I think Mulrooney's gonna have a shot for second. There he goes.
The inside.
Yeah, Mulrooney hasn't quite gotten by him yet. Dominic's hanging tough on the outside, despite being as loose as he is.
Yeah, the progressive banking here is definitely working out to that number 30's favor. Dominic doing a nice job of pinching down that number 2. He has to make that. Mulrooney has to make the pass as fast as he can because not only just makes way for that 45 of Webster to just pull away. You see right there. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, Dominic got shoved up the track and I cannot believe he kept it off the wall.
He'll lose all of his track position, but that's a really impressive save, and that'll put Mulrooney back up into second and Christian West back up to third. But they still need to try and catch that 45 car, who was a self-proclaimed not a short track racer, but he's doing pretty well for not a short track racer tonight so far.
Webster has older tires than Mulrooney. I'm expecting this gap to close up a bit, but right now Webster is hitting his marks, and I think Mulrooney can't really hit his marks. He's trying to defend off that number 075 at Christian West. So oh man, Webster got real sideways in the corner. Now that the gap closes up.
I was gonna say Mulrooney might be using up too much of his tires to try and catch him, but with Webster being that loose, Mulrooney has less work to do now.
These two have a bit of history with each other. They've collided all sorts of places. Will this be another event that the both of them collide? You see Webster slide up the track. Hey, here comes Mulrooney at the bottom.
We've had a couple of events already tonight. We had Granger Pera and Garrett Hess early on, and perhaps something here. We'll see.
But of course, Webster and Mulrooney, as I said, these two have history. They've collided with each other before. Mulrooney works himself down low. Will they collide this time?
Here. I think Mulrooney might get him out of 4 unless Webster can use the banking to his advantage like Dominic was for a couple laps.
Yeah, just trying to pinch him down, get the momentum right up off the corner. Again, more straightaways than turn. More turn than straightaways, excuse me. Webster doing a nice job. He sails it right to the door, the number 2, but he got a nice bite up right off the corner. And still side by side as the trees are getting in the way. Apologies about the drone cam.
Just cut him down.
Nice.
I'm kidding. We gotta save the environment, guys. Global warming.
Still a nice side-by-side battle for the lead, though. Wes is watching of where he really needs to go. Oh!
Now Mulrooney's got the lead. West will go to second here. I think Webster might have tagged the wall a little bit.
Webster's still keeping himself to the high side. It's giving that 075 a headache. That's just allowing the 2 Mulrooney just to pull. Mulrooney already an iSCAR super late model winner. His first came out Lanier. Not Lanier, what the heck am I saying? USA.
He almost won at Thompson, but ended up losing out to Coca-Cola Pro Series driver Alex McCullum last week. So Mulrooney trying to win 2 out of the first 3 races here, which is a pretty good mark, I would say. With just, I believe, 28 laps to go, so not much time left to make any moves, but as these laps go by really quick.
Right, I'd guess about like 5 minutes left in the race. These drivers just snapping laps up and away. But of course, more laps you have, the more of those tires are just going to start wearing down. Now, has Wes been saving up his tires?
We've hit the century mark here in this race, so just 25 short laps to go. And this one, very, very quick race. We came on the air just over half an hour ago and done with the race already.
Right, and that's just Lanier at its finest. A small track, and
we're making quick work tonight.
Yeah, definitely. West is wanting to close the gap with that number 2. Michael Kerner does disconnect from the race. Yellow flag is out. And looks like it's Dominic out.
Now we'll have to see who's going to pit and who... Oh, my... Wow, he almost flipped over.
Okay, well, we'll get a replay of what happened. You see in the number 30 of Dominic. Well, the car fished-tailed, and it clipped the wall. And that'll mean they'll put 6 cars on the lead lap. Harry Grindle in the 002 will get the wave around.
Yeah, Dominic, you see Webster and Byer both coming down pit road, Mulrooney and West staying out. I was starting to say, well, we were going to see who will bite and come down pit road, and there's our answer.
Fairly surprised, not even these, not these leaders. Yeah, I mean,
you only restart like 5th and 6th. You wouldn't be losing much of any track position whatsoever.
Right.
Interesting, because this will give Webster, and we saw him lead that little stretch about 20 or so laps ago.
He'll be in
4
third.
fresh tires now. Actually, Byer's going to be off pit road here, but
He'll be in third place.
Dominic's been fighting the loose race car all race. And I guess this is just the culmination of that. So we should go green with about maybe 17, 18, maybe 19 laps to go here. So not much time left to make any sort of moves. Perhaps why Mulrooney is not pitting. Perhaps he thought it was too much of a risk and wouldn't have been enough time to regain those spots. So we'll see how this shakes all out, but 7 to Byer and the 45 to Webster, I guess, didn't think they had anything left to lose.
Honestly, I'm with Webster, because he's going to be restarting 4th. Actually, Byer's going to be in 3rd. So, interested to see on how this restart's going to go, because these two, oh man, there's lap cars actually between the two.
Yeah, Garrett Hess, we saw in a previous restart that 86 did not get going at all when he lined up in that spot, so I don't imagine he'll have a good
Curious why that second row.
Yeah, Seth Hood doesn't get going at all.
They're 4 wide, looking around them.
Hess went onto the miniature apron to let those two by, but those top 2 have pulled a little bit now with whatever that restart was. I don't know why the lap cars are lined up there.
They're battling there for 3rd, just for a slight bit. But now the battle completes, and all Webster has to do is catch the backside of Christian West. And he's dragging along the 7 to Byer and the 30 Dominic out as well. It's just a matter of how you're going to make the move. Put yourself in position. Get yourself up there, bud. Webster is definitely closing the gap. With those 4 tires, that might be the strategy call for him to win the race. But again, it's a matter of how you're going to pass. West got real loose off the corner. Maybe Webster can pounce right here? Oh, so close.
Whoa, West got really loose out of the turn right there. But even though Webster has these fresh tires, here he comes for 2nd place. Byer might get West as well, but what I was going to say was there's not...
Oh!
That was close. Oh, Byer into West. There's not a lot of time left, though. Webster only has 12 laps to get to that 2, and he's almost to his bumper.
I think he'll get there, but I feel like there's going to be a caution coming out as West is losing a lot of track position to the 7. Oh boy, now how will the 2 hold off the 45? Again, these two have history. They've collided at Bristol, and I think at another short track somewhere else in the Xfinity race and the truck race at Bristol, I think. Boy, these two are not friendly to each other, and I'm pretty sure here you go. Bump and run.
Webster gave him the bumper, and 2 of the lead goes that 45 to Webster.
Wow.
Now it's a matter of, will Mulrooney give the bumper back, or does he not have any... He may not have enough tire left to do it, because he stayed out. 9 to go. Yeah, we need to make a video game, or there needs to be a video game made called Denny Hamlin Short Track Racing, and it needs to include these cars as options to race with. Because we definitely see Denny Hamlin Short Track Racing here.
8 laps to go for that number 45 of Webster. Wow. 4 tires was the call for him, and he's now rolling himself up and away from 2nd place. And you see some contact here. How about the 30 of Dominic Howe working himself maybe into the top 3. Near contact between the 2. There is contact in the round.
Oh, he kept it straight. Wow.
Whoa.
Still kept it straight. I thought for sure that 7 car was going all the way around. But that'll give Christian West a top 3 spot again. So that 075 might have just been gifted a top 3 with Howe and Byer doing that. And they're still not done
Dominic,
yet. Here comes
yeah.
Dominic to the side, trying to pass, using up all of Charlie Byers' bumper. As Mulrooney still has not been able to catch
Oh,
Webster.
yep, they were bound to make
Fire.
contact.
And that'll be the caution. Oh boy.
Green, white, checkered. Oh man.
And we'll have to see the replay here. Was he
Wow.
dumped or did he lose it? Well, oh yeah, he got dumped.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Dominic just... Whoa! I don't know why Dominic just stopped on the track like that.
720X on his machine. A penalty.
Yeah, I don't know why Dominic stopped on the track. Two cars almost collided with him right there. So this one's not over yet, folks. Aaron Mulrooney has another shot.
And we do have some people just pitting.
And West.
Wow. So this will hit a big reset button. And can Mulrooney get back?
I don't know now because I think this will put Mulrooney in 4th. We'll also have to see if that line of lapped cars ends up in between the top 2 and 3rd place and 4th place again like it was in the last restart. If those 2 lapped cars end up in the middle of Webster and Howe and then the other 2 lead lap cars, I don't think they'll have a shot.
Right.
As you see Byer on pit road getting some new tires. So Dominic Howe, despite dumping that 7 of Charlie Byer, is going to restart in 2nd place. Harry Grindle's going to restart in 3rd. So he's finally on the lead lap again. So West will restart 4th. And yeah, that 2 of Mulrooney's dominated the first half of this race, but now he's only going to have 2 laps to go from 5th to potentially 1st. So
Right. Top 3 staying themselves out on the racetrack. Oh
see-
boy.
you see
Dominic
Byer in the
is
back.
with
He's
the
lined up
penalty.
next to Garrett Hess for some reason. Here we go.
Man, it's going to be a shootout now. Can Harry Grindle upset that number 45 of Webster? We're going to find out as the field works themselves into turn number 4. Green flag and
Oh, Webster got loose on the start, and Dominic's gonna run on the outside.
Now West shoved himself down low. Dominic's pinching him, but again, Dominic does have a 17X on his resume.
Here comes West on the low side. White flag at Lanier.
Oh man! Oh, contact!
Bumper. And he's gonna save it. West will hit the inside wall and spin it out. Byer collected in that. In and out of turn 4, Dominic Howe is gonna take the win at Lanier. Wow.
But I'm not sure how these people.
Unless he has a penalty that
Right.
isn't served yet.
Right. There has to be some type of penalty because I see Dominic Howe with 20X. Webster might have won this race. Yup, there it is. There's the penalty. Webster has just won tonight's race.
Dominic should have served that penalty. He cost himself a win there, but
He couldn't. There was only 2 laps left. Stay yourself out in the racetrack and try to make something off of it. Unfortunately, it doesn't play out for him, and Cody Webster's a Super Late Model Series winner. Wow, that was interesting.
Yep, and now I am known as the commentator with a premature winning call.
Oh man.
Because as soon as I said he won, he didn't.
Wow.
So congratulations to that 45 of Cody Webster. A gutsy call to pit for tires earlier on, and it ended up getting him that victory. As Aaron Mulrooney restarted 5th, he ended up 2nd. He almost got there. Solid run for the 002 of Harry Grindle. He ended up 3rd, and we didn't really talk about him much at all tonight. And I don't know, this might be a new iSCAR record. We might end up being on the air for less than a calendar hour.
Yeah, jeez, my goodness. All right, we're going to go ahead and just shove ourselves to the side. We'll go ahead and, do our little commercial break. We'll be right back right after this. Stay tuned. More to come for the Lanier 125 iSCAR Super Late Model Series.
Okay, we're going to keep this quick.
Because at Blaze Pizza,
Artisanal quality at crazy fast speed is what we're all about.
Fresh dough made from scratch daily.
Walk the line and choose any toppings you'd like.
It's all one price.
Then it's just 180 seconds in our blazing hot oven.
For fast fire perfection.
That's Blaze Pizza. Sound good?
Then come check us out and build your own pizza at Blaze Pizza.
We welcome you back live for the iSCAR, iSCAR Lanier 125 iSCAR Super Late Model Series. Getting ourselves set up for interviews. Some interesting racing going on. Of course, penalties being in effect. Drivers going all sorts of places and such. But in the end, the driver who just came off clean, and that would be the 45 of Webster. Hope he dragged in. Congratulations to that number 45. 3 for 3. 3 different winners, 3 different racers. 3 different races. Webster comes out on top here at Lanier Speedway. Congratulations, man. I know you had a couple of spins there during the race, but luckily for you, I guess it's sort of semi-played off in the end because you did come down on the pit road and slap on 4.
Yeah, man, I did not like that track. The setup, nothing. Gear was hitting the chip before the corner. After 5 laps, man, you're sideways. I had good battles with Charlie. I'm sorry for spinning out in front of him and that, and good battles with Aaron too. The outside was actually working for me for a little bit until it was getting too tight. I actually learned something to tighten up the car, and I was taking no fuel. I actually ran out of fuel when I was doing my burnout, so that's how close I was on fuel. But hey, I had to do something different. I realized a fresh tire did mean something. And I found out how to tighten up the car at the same time, and yeah, it paid off somehow.
Man, congratulations for picking up your first iSCAR Super Late Model win. I know nobody runs these cars a lot. How'd you adapt to your track conditions here for tonight?
I don't know. honestly, it was more. I tried anything and everything in practice. Nothing worked. I was just obviously trying to set quick time in practice, then botched my qualifying, then thought I had something in the race, and it seemed like I was burning off my tires way too quick. And like I said, I started taking 2 tires every time I started pitting. It was tightening up the car. Then it got too tight, so that's when I slapped on the 4, and I realized after a couple times, me taking no fuel is keeping the nose of the car down into the track to where it's not the ass end not getting all wishy-washy all over the track. So I don't know, it paid off somehow. The front it just got tight on me, and it came to me, I guess you want to say. I just basically flipping a strategy, like you said, just pitting in before them really paid off, and once I got the lead, that last restart, I restarted in the wrong gear, did everything wrong in the last restart, got hit, got sideways, down with the penalty still out there, and I'm like, oh my god, I just got to stay ahead of the guys that are behind me, and hey, it paid off.
Congratulations, man, for picking up your win. Obviously, Dominic got the penalty at the end there, and he slid himself back to 5th place, and you being in 2nd, you were found the winner. Congratulations, man. Before I let you go, any sponsor you want to thank you for tonight?
Miller Motorsports, Webster Motorsports, you guys for broadcasting this whole thing, you for running the league, and And I want to say get well soon, Ryan Newman. And yeah, pretty much it. Thank you for everything.
Or Cody Webster going to round himself out up top yet again here in the Super Late Model Series. Congratulations, man. We'll go ahead and see you coming next week.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll go ahead and drag in the number 2 of Aaron Mulrooney into the booth. Dewey, go ahead and take this.
Oh, looks like he's deafened.
Oh, yeah. Back to him. How about we'll drag in third place, Harry Grindle.
All right, Harry, you got a copy?
Yeah, I've got you, Dewey.
All right, so for the second race in a row, we didn't talk about you all night, and you end up with a top 3 in both races here and at Mid-Ohio. How do you keep doing it?
I don't know. Everyone else just keeps kind of not doing good things, and then I benefit from that by doing mediocre enough things to be able to take it off them. But yeah, that was an interesting race. I was from about like lap 60. I was just going, just one more caution, I can get back. Just one more caution, I can back, and then a caution would come out, and then I'd still be at the back of the field going, "Oh, come on, one more caution, one." And that was going all the way up until the final one when I was finally able to get back in it. But yeah, that was interesting. That was a fun one, actually. That was remarkably clean for not only iSCAR standards, but especially for the super late model races. Like, that was surprisingly clean.
Yeah, short track racing doesn't usually end up as clean like that. And you were one of the cars that benefited from Dominic's penalty at the end that pushed you up a spot. But I guess set up third, I guess the last question I'll ask is, what do you think the main difference was once you did get back on the lead lap?
Well, I don't think there was really much of a difference. I had a perfectly competitive car from the get-go. I just managed to roll it around the corners quite nicely. The only real issue was picking the throttle back up out of the corners, which, everyone was struggling with, really. But yeah, it was just a case of once I did go a lap down, that was after making a pit stop under caution, ironically enough. But yeah, once I did go a lap down, I think it was after the incident with Granger, the 51 car, which is another story in and of itself. But I think it was after the caution with her and Hess that I pitted, went a lap down, and then just sort of spent the rest of the race having a competitive car, being able to keep up with the leaders, but not really being able to do anything with it, because when you're a lap down, you don't want to try and mix it up because you're affecting the standings. So once I did get back on the lead lap, it was just a case of thinking, well, I've got the car, I know I've got the car, it's time to do something with it.
Well, you did enough with it and you got yourself a third place run out of it. Before we let you go, any sponsors you want to thank for tonight's race?
Well, the usual Team Kamikaze, their logos are a lot bigger on this car. They were on the Xfinity Super last weekend, so it's good to be able to get them some screen time. The 2:30 a.m. thing's setting in. But yeah, good to be able to get them some screen time towards the end of the race, and Garrett Hess and Weeb Squad across the deck lid. Shout out to him. He actually raced a super late model race, which isn't like him. So yeah, that's about it. Oh, and of course I've got to go for Renault and Renault Sport. We're running the McGann in the super late model series. So those three ought to do it.
All right, man. Congrats on your third place run tonight, and you get more of those this weekend.
Yeah, that's definitely that'd definitely be nice to carry this forward.
All right, that is Harry Grindle, your third place finisher tonight.
And drag in our new machine of Aaron Mulrooney. He did finish respective number in second place, but obviously not where he wanted to be. Mulrooney, you elected to stay out with one of those runs, but fortunate you, it didn't play off during that run, and you got ran over with the guys on new tires. What were you thinking there as you were coming to green with old tires and such?
I just felt like I was probably going to be able to maintain my line and maintain my pace. And frankly, it was just, maintaining that pace that was just a little bit off of Cody's. And he was just able to get by me with those fresh tires. It was really nice to do. You can do when you were able to, conserve your tires throughout a race and just, make a bad strategy call. But it's the way it goes.
Luckily for you, you salvaged yourself off a second place finish. Obviously, Webster picking up the win. The gap only closed up to just to 6 points coming into next week's race. So, what are you looking forward to coming to next race? I think of the schedule coming next week at New Smyrna.
I actually don't know if I'll be able to make next week's race, but if I do, I think it'll be an interesting race, considering New Smyrna is one of the bigger tracks on the circuit, and I'm just looking forward to it. And I think the USA is similar to New Smyrna, so if I can kind of apply the same concepts and ideas that I did to USA and apply it to New Smyrna, I think I should have a nice finish.
All right, man. 10-4, and current your points leader. In out tonight's race. Before we let you go, any sponsor you want to thank here for tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Proximity Racing, Splash Group Graphics, Trey Shuttlesworth Images, All-Star Garage Doors, iRacing for creating the software, and I'd like to thank you, Zeke, and Dewey for broadcasting. Appreciate it.
10-4, Aaron will stuff out second after starting in first place. We'll go ahead and see you come next race, man.
Thanks. Have a good.
Dragged him out a bit early. Go ahead and carry on with that, but Dewey, what you think of tonight's race?
Well, like Harry said in his interview, it was surprisingly clean for a super late model race overall. I mean, we did have 5 cautions, but compared to the other 2 races we've had on the schedule so far, I was expecting a few more than that. So I'm glad it was clean as it was, and considering, in this like mid-Ohio, considering we only had like 12 cars that started the race, it was a pretty solid race overall. So can't wait for New Smyrna next week, as Aaron said. That'll be a fun one too.
That wrapped up. Thank you all for joining us here for tonight's Lanier 125 iSCAR Super Late Model Series round number 3 out of 10. My name is Chris.
And I'm Dewey Schramm. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and be sure to tune in for the rest of this weekend's races. We have the Truck Series at Las Vegas. We have the Cup Series at the Charlotte Roval, and the Xfinity Series at Michigan. So be sure to come back and stay for those, because those are going to be good ones too.
It's KMN signing out. Thank you all for watching.